I'm back, boys. Yesterday I was at the races. There was no Wi-Fi. I was racing and gambling horses all day. So that's why there was no upload. But today I'm coming with a video that I had some inspiration from First Man. Dating for men, I think, is a lot more than just what you say when you go on cold approach or what you say on a first date or how you interact with a woman. I think for a man, life is so much more about how you actually do the setup. So this is how I would recommend a complete guide, basically, to setting up your life to be very successful with women. And that's because women are far more selective than men. And the reason is because women often are getting a lot more attention than men are. They have far more options. There's guys in their DMs all the time. If they're a decently attractive woman, then they're going to be getting hit up all the time by different guys. So they have to be quite selective in the man that they choose because they want to choose the best man from the bunch. This life setup guide will help you rank higher with women. This is the things that they look at, and it's so much more than just being like a handsome guy. First one, social media. Now this one's always has mixed opinions because a lot of people say, oh, social media is evil, you shouldn't be on it, delete Instagram, Hamza's deleted Instagram. I don't actually agree with that. I believe your phone, social media is a tool and you are the master of that tool. If you're too weak in the mind to be able to control when you go on Instagram, then that's on you. That's not a problem with the platform. That's a problem with you and your discipline. So if you can't control it and you need to delete it, fair enough, that's your choice. But I do think you're then putting yourself at a disadvantage when it comes to certainly having success with women, but also having success in life in general, because I feel like we live in a digital age. That's not going anywhere. We have to accept that that is part of our life now. So I would become, if I was you, very good at building an online presence to recreate a look and a style that you really like to put out to the world. Go and do fun things with your friends, get some pictures up, get nicely shot pictures up on your Instagram, regularly post on your stories and start to build a little bit of a personal brand. You've got to remember, when you're on social media, as soon as you meet a girl and she adds you on social media, if she can see you've got friends, you go nice places, you've got good pictures taken, you've got a few followers, she instantly feels more comfortable with you. It's like a social proof that you're not a complete weirdo. Instagram, I think in particular, really is like a dating sort of powerhouse if you have a decent profile. Because if you've got an optimized profile with amazing pictures and content on it, you've got quite a few followers, you instantly have that huge social proof that makes it a lot easier to line up dates through Instagram. But remember, you control the tools, don't let them control you. Get yourself out there, get yourself on Instagram, get yourself posting good pictures, and that is going to help just market yourself, especially when you're meeting women, and it's something that they look out for. Accept that it's just an evil that we have to deal with and get yourself out there on the internet. Number 2, location, location, location. Have a look at where in the world you live right now and see if it's actually benefiting you. Being in the UK for me, I'm just a normal guy, I'm an English guy in the UK. So I'm not that special, whereas an English guy then goes to Thailand or other places in Asia and we suddenly become exotic, we become like a special guy out there. So in terms of your location can be very, very important in how easy it is to play the game when it comes to women. But if you are just thinking of staying in your own country, like if I was in the UK, you also want to make sure you've got your own apartment, your own house. If you live with your mum, this massively reduces your ranking when a girl thinks about you. The reason is because these women are looking for men subconsciously that are going to take care of them. So if you are still living at home with your mum, it kind of proves you can't even really take care of yourself. Even if that isn't the case, even if you live at home and you pay full rent to your mum or you pay for the whole house for your mum, this isn't something that women will see on the surface level or think about. I would recommend if you live with your parents, you find a way to move out into an apartment and then you just make sure that that apartment is a nice place to be. If you want women to come around, if you want to have more success with women, they need to want to be comfortable at your house. They can't just be coming to your house and it being disgusting and dirty because no one's ever going to want to come around. So number 1, get out the parents' house. Number 2, get your own place. And number 3, make it a nice place to live in. Another category that you have complete control over is style, fashion and physique. For instance, let's say I'm driving down the road and I've got a shit car. I'm in tracksuit bottoms. I'm out of shape. And I've got sort of food spilt down me, I'm in a bad tracksuit, I don't smell very good. Nobody's going to look at me and think, oh, that's a guy I'd like to be with. I'm not going to turn any heads. But I'm in complete control over that situation. So women will judge you as soon as they see you and give you a subconscious rank in their minds. So you are the decider of what that rank is going to be. You decide if you start off on the front foot or if you start off on the back foot. It doesn't have to be designer brands. I think designer brands is something that you get into at a certain level of wealth. You buy Louis Vuitton, you buy Gucci, all that sort of stuff. And then when you actually pass through that stage and go into an even higher tier of wealth, you stop wearing that stuff altogether. And they go for brands that are very high quality but don't have any labels. Now you can find high quality brands that don't have labels on, that make clothes that fit very well. And I would recommend just going with clean, standard sort of fashion items, things that are timeless and don't go out of fashion. The more you try and wear brands, the more you try and stick labels all over yourself, that stuff goes out of fashion quickly, and I don't think it looks quite as good, as well as being very, very expensive. So I would just say dress well and keep it low key. You want to try and dress a little bit older than you are. Women are usually looking for men that are older than themselves. They're not looking for men who are dressed like boys or dressed younger. They're looking for men that are stylish, think sort of James Bond, upper class, Thomas Shelby kind of look. As long as you're going to the gym sort of 3 times a week, training full body, doing a bit of martial arts, you're going to look better than 99% of men, which is going to put you way up there on the ranking. The next one is transport. Unfortunately, being unable to drive or not having a car or a motorbike is going to reduce your rank, your status with a woman massively, because she's going to think, is my life going to be better being with this guy, or is it going to be worse? And if you can't take her around anywhere or pick her up, she's going to think, oh, that's not going to be great. We're going to have to get the bus. And girls really don't want to be getting the bus, I don't think. Having a shit car, it's obviously better than having no car, as long as you can get around. Then upgrading and having a nicer car is obviously better than a shit car in terms of the status. You think women don't look at it, but they do. When they see your car, what you drive, they automatically start to put you higher up in their brain, because they're looking for a provider. So somebody that can afford those things is obviously going to rank higher in their brain. I personally think a nice motorbike beats a nice car, just because I think there's that danger element to a motorbike that you don't have with a car. It's obviously not ideal if you live somewhere where it rains, but for me in Thailand, I've had a lot of girls that really love being on the back of the bike. So I think the bike does beat the car. Obviously can get a little bit tiring after a while taking someone around on the bike. So the creme de la creme is the nice car and the nice bike. So you can take trips out on the bike. You've got that danger element, but you can also use the car if it's raining. You want to go on a nice date, you're wearing good stuff. The next one, money and status. You don't need to be a millionaire to rank in the top 1% of men, and you don't need to be a millionaire to impress women. All you need to have, you can't be broke, you can't not have enough money, you can't ever be sort of complaining about money, because that's one of the most unattractive things you can do, is be stingy and like complaining and asking to split bills and all that sort of stuff. But girls don't need to know exactly how much money you make. So as long as you've got enough money to take her out for dinner, you've got a decent apartment, you've got a car, you never really have to talk about money with her, or you buy her presents every now and again, and money doesn't seem like a problem, that's enough. And that doesn't have to be a huge amount. That could be like 50,000. 50,000 a year would probably put you at that level as a single guy, which is obviously still quite a lot of money for a young man, but it's certainly not impossible. There's a lot of things that you can do that can make you that type of money. And finally, charisma and body language. This is the one that can destroy the rest. The rest really doesn't matter if you have the amazing charisma and body language. If you have that aura around you, if you're a smooth criminal, you can rank very, very highly in a woman's eyes without having any of the others. That's why you see low-paid barmen or just buskers, singers, you will find them actually pulling a lot of women, because they have that charisma, that extra bit of character, and that body language, that confidence about them. So the only thing is, putting all those other things in place that I've just mentioned will massively help you with your charisma and your body language, because charisma is earned through experience. Experience is obviously gained through getting a decent job, going places, traveling, doing all these different things. And body language is often gained through confidence, and having money in your pocket, looking good, feeling good is all a part of that. But charisma and body language, having those shoulders back, feeling like you're the man, is one of the most important things, because women like to gamble. They'll gamble like men are horses. When a woman meets a young man, if she can see he's got prospects, if she can see he's going places, she'll take the gamble, maybe over an older man who's already got those things. She might take the gamble on the young man to see how far he gets. And charisma and body language is exactly how you display that to a woman. So if you can display that high confidence, that charisma and body language to a woman, it beats everything else. But it's just something that you master by doing all the other things. I hope that's helped you. I hope the video doesn't lag too much, because the Wi-Fi is not good here in Ireland. If you want to join the course, if you want to ask any more questions about this stuff, if you want to use my fitness programs to level up your body, If you want to ask about other guys about what jobs they're doing online, we've obviously got the WhatsApp group. You just join the course, you get the full Triple Your Testosterone course, you get my fitness programs, my training programs, and you get access to the WhatsApp group. It's all done through the course link. You get access to all of that. So boys, that's me out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Whoopa! 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 Whoopa!